stitching stuff. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kim.
And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Yeah. Today is September 12th. So we're trucking right on. I can't believe we're like in the middle of September already. Whoa.
I tell you, I wait for this month since from March until now, and then it's gone like that.
No, it's fast. I decorated for fall this week, so I have all kinds of what?
Well, my other monitor over here went to a really bright.
So now you're all lit.
Yeah, turn that off. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's
background. Sorry about that. Decorated. I decorated.
You decorated, so we're all decorated. We got. So remember, I told you I had that candle last week that I love, the mold cider one. And my last one was burned out. So I put in a Walmart grocery order because it's a Walmart brand. It's a Mainstays brand. And I came home with a bag of 6 jar. They're not like little candles. They're like the jar candles. And everybody here was like, whoa, Mom.
Those, gotta get them when you got them.
Well, because sometimes when I go in the store, they don't have those ones. So I don't know if they're just a super popular scent or what, but there's a lot of times where I'll go think, oh, well, I'm running into Walmart. I'll just grab one.
Yeah.
This one. So if you like the scent of cider, this is my favorite. This is pretty much the only candle I burn in the fall months because I just haven't found another one I like as much. And it makes the house smell so good. So mold cider, Mainstays. Yeah, it's not even the Better Homes. It's the super cheap. So, I mean, they burn pretty fast. This is probably, but a few hours. This is probably a few hours of burning. So they don't last forever, but they're $3. So I can buy 6 of them for $18, $19.
Yeah, I haven't. I told you last week that I bought some from TJ Maxx or Home Goods. I always buy different ones there. I have not been to Bath and Body Works.
I know we might go in there this week if we have time.
I love some of their fall ones, and they're so pretty. Their little jars are so pretty.
I know they are really pretty, and they do have good scents. I just haven't been into our Bath and Body Works for like years. I don't really go to the mall very often, but the girls discovered that there's a store called Justice, and that's where they sell all their favorite brand of clothes that we usually just get like at the thrift store. So they're like, "What? There's a store?" And I think we have one in our mall. So I think a trip to the mall is coming because I also told them we could go into Claire's.
Yeah.
Jewelry soon. So we might just have to have a girls' shopping day.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't go down to Kent Station very often. That's where my.
Oh, yeah. It's not too far from me.
Yeah. It's not a real.
So, in case you haven't watched this before, we're a cross stitch channel, but we also talk about life stuff in chat. And I love when we get comments that say that people just feel like they're sitting chatting with us. That's my favorite kind of Flosstube to watch too, is where I just feel like I'm just sitting there chatting or listening.
Well, yeah, because I'm usually stitching or knitting or something when I watch them. So it's like having company in my house.
Mm-hmm. This is my mom. Now. And then my 3 daughters are Liddy, Millie, and Rosie, and there's one of them and a hand of another one. And they have stuff to show today. So why don't we do them and then we'll do featured friends? Because I can tell
we're in Washington State, but we're on opposite sides of the state. That's why we're Zooming. Mm-hmm. If you're new to us. So
thank goodness for technology because it made Flosstubing possible for us and we didn't think we'd be able to do it. I told Liddy she could go first today. Liddy has been cross-stitching. So this was a gift from Aunt Nancy and I think you showed it. Did you show some of this last week?
I think so. It's this bag.
It's a little pouch that I think was from the Target dollar bin, right?
Yeah, they were last year. They were all over.
You'll hear more about Aunt Nancy later because she's our featured friend this week.
She's like our ghost.
She's our third
unofficial Flosstuber.
So she sent us each a pouch. I haven't done anything on mine yet, but the girls have all been working on theirs. Show it.
Millie and Rosie showed theirs last week.
So Liddy took inspiration from the pattern that came with it. Show it, but kind of made it her own. And now it's done, right?
Because they came with tiny little patterns inside of them.
And the floss and a little canvas needle, like a plastic.
Cute. That turned out really cute.
Let me see it again.
It's all done now?
Yeah, I think the colors are coming out pretty good here.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, looks good on my end.
Yep.
Cute.
And you're going to be done now. You're not going to do more, right?
No.
Congratulations. It's all finished.
All finished. You got a finished object. You're going to put cross-stitch stuff in it?
What?
Are you going to play video games?
Sorry, what?
Are you going to put cross-stitch stuff in it?
No, I just going to use it for.
Okay.
For what? I don't know.
Stuff. Just a
Hair
decorated
rubber.
clutch.
I have my hair bands and bracelets.
Hair bands and bracelets are in it right now.
That sounds like a good thing for it.
Okay, Rosie can go next. So Rosie, tell us what you're working on.
I'm
How old are you?
working on 8.
8 years old. And you're stitching something pretty big for an 8-year-old, I think.
Is that part of the?
That's the fabric.
Oh, okay.
That's what the fabric looks like. You can buy fabric with polka dots on it. So show us and tell us what you're working on. It's called
Pen pals
by
by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitch.
Your little pen pal girl, the little mailbox. Yes.
So cute.
Okay.
And what did you work on this week? Can you show your progress?
You can just show.
It's such a good feeling. We're just a slow moving little show over here. Like Mr. Rogers. We should tell that story. We'll tell you about Mr. Rogers later.
You got the mailbox?
The
mailbox?
stuff inside that.
The like pink. Here, I can hold it for you so that it shows, right? So this lighter color, or you filled it in?
Yeah, I found
Oh, the darker color, so that it looks like the mailbox is open.
Looking good, Roro.
Oh,
Looking good.
your stitches look so nice.
Good.
Good job. Is that everything you have to show? Okay, say bye.
Baby girl.
I think.
Have we shown what? What are you looking for? Okay, we have your pattern. Okay. And lastly, we have you. What's your name?
Really?
You have a lot of fans. Well, we've read some of the comments. There's probably a couple more we
Okay,
need
I'm
to read.
working on the Swan Princess.
Yes.
Modernist.
Mhm.
Okay.
Tilted a little.
Last week you had the castle done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She's been working on it still. Okay, I'm gonna put the paper behind it. So maybe that'll help.
Working down. Are you starting?
So I did these. Can you
Here.
hold it?
Yes, I can hold it.
Did these cattails,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Did you backstitch the castle?
and I did this backstitch on the castle.
Backstitch the castle. I think that's new. I don't think she had that done.
I did.
Oh,
She's working on something
It's like
green.
pond
oh, the
here,
water.
and this is the lily pad.
Wow, you did a lot this week.
So all that water in the lily pad.
Huh? Good job.
You are really almost to that border now.
Yeah, you're running out of things to do before you have to do that border.
Working on just that, like straight all the time.
Yeah, I don't have anything to
Thanks for sharing.
Bye-bye.
She needs a new project bag. This one, the button snapped. So I'm gonna need to just pick something up on Amazon or something. The button came out, her project bag, the snap popped out.
Oh.
So she can't
But
snap.
do you have any of those mesh zipper bags?
Well, they're all my projects in them. So I either have to give her one or buy some more. I'll just buy some. I can probably get some on Amazon.
You can always do you can always give her a Ziploc bag.
I thought about taking one of mine and putting it in a Ziploc bag and giving her the project bag, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It's not that I'm opposed to Ziploc bags because I have plenty of projects still in them, but
And other bags.
and other kinds of bags.
Grocery bags.
I don't have any in grocery bags, do I? Oh, I hope not.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we do have a featured friend today, which usually we do before I share the girls' stuff, but I thought we would let them go.
The girls. Yeah.
So this week we have a featured friend. So if you haven't watched this before, what we love for people to do is send us an email with a picture of something they're working on or something they finished, just something that we can share because we love to develop community around stitching. And we don't feel like this is really about us, it's about friends. So we have featured friends. And this week our featured friend is my Aunt Nancy, my dad's sister-in-law, your sister-in-law too. She's married to my dad's brother, and I loved getting to spend time with her in July when she came out for my brother Sam's wedding. So she sent us a picture of Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt, and I'll insert it right here.
So pretty.
Yeah, she says, I started this when we flew to Seattle in July, and I showed it on that Flosstube. So if you haven't watched that one, she actually did show it on the Flosstube when we filmed outside at your house.
Oh,
I think it
yeah.
was like July 11th or something. It's that week of our Flosstube. So if you want to meet Aunt Nancy, you can go back and watch if you haven't seen that one already. And it was really fun to have 3 of us.
She's in Minnesota.
She lives in Minnesota. She says she showed it on that Flosstube. I changed up the colors of the 2 bigger pink petaled flowers as I ran out of one of the pinks. I also switched positions of the pink flowers. My fully finished will be a pillow. Happy stitching, Auntie Nancy. Thanks for sharing. So
You're such a fast stitcher, Nancy, but I think she's kind of monogamous. So she works on, I think I just need to become monogamous.
I've been wondering about that myself, but well,
Who am I kidding? I'm not gonna.
I know. I think about it and then I'm like, but I think I actually make more progress on a lot of things than I do if I just monogamously stitch.
Yeah. I would just bored. I was never a monogamous knitter.
Yeah, but I used to be a really monogamous cross stitcher, but for a long time I was a little bit off and on. It's not like I just cross stitched every day. It would just be
Yeah.
now and then. And I think now I would just get a little bit tired of stitching the same project every single day. So maybe I don't need quite as many as I do have, but
I think Nancy does have a few, maybe a couple going. I don't think she's totally monogamous.
you, Aunt
anymore.
Nancy, we know you watch.
I think she's going over to the dark side.
Join us. Join us. We'll enable you. I like way more than I used to. I'm like, oh, I really want to start. I didn't really ever used to have that startitis feeling. And now I'm like, ooh, I think because I just have collected a few more patterns and I have a few more things on hand that I could start stuff with. I didn't used to ever keep anything. I would just have the fabric I was working on with the monogamous and the floss I needed for that. And often it was a kit. So
Well,
now I have
also
a stash of
think about it. We're on Instagram and you see
know.
people's
I see
projects.
stuff now. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want that.
Magazines and I know.
So that flea market flower, I've seen people stitch it on Instagram and I love it. And I actually have it. I think I put it in my cart on Fat Quarter Shop several times. But I haven't actually clicked the go, but maybe next spring I'll do it. It'll be a pretty
It's a
spring.
really cute one. I like the colors of it a lot.
And it'll be a cute pillow.
Yeah, it's a perfect pillow. It kind of makes me think of that Jardin Privé one. I actually almost brought that to show, but I thought, well, I think I just showed it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it has those similar square frames, and then mine have those. I left that out. I thought it was fallish enough to keep out with my fall stuff because it's like tractors and harvesting hay, and that still happens around here all the way into like
Right.
October.
So, yeah, late summer, early fall.
I do have a fall finish though, a previous finish. I stitched
Oh.
this and I think this is like a dollar store frame. I mean, really, it's like a cheapo frame. I think I did finish it on sticky board. This was in one of the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazines, but I don't remember which one. I think I even just ripped it. I think you told me just rip it out. So I think at that point I just ripped it out.
Yeah.
And I stitched on it, I think kind of when I was getting back into cross stitching. This is one of the earlier ones I did and I love it.
Yeah, we're just kind of starting to go back and we weren't Flosstube or anything. I think it was first year I was maybe 2018 because I think I started
Might have been,
when I
yeah.
saw Alicia Paulson's not Things of Spring, her spring, the one in green. I found that's when I decided to come back to stitching when I saw that.
You saw her.
Alicia is watching, just so you know.
She gets a lot of credit from us.
Mhm.
I think this might have called for fancy flosses and I didn't have any because I was very budget. I'm a little less budget oriented now because I'm naughty. I don't know. So I think what I ended up doing was just making my own variation. Like this is just DMC. I just like changed colors and I don't know that I would do that again, but I kind of got a little bit of the effect of the original.
Yeah.
I think I used some blends. I did. I kind of started with one color and blended into that color plus another and then moved into the next. It was kind of a fun experiment to do. And it was like such a cheapo little piece. It's not like, I think I used, I had found some, like, I don't even know if this is technically Ada. I found some fabric at the thrift store that I tea dyed myself. And I think this is just a corner of it. Like, so I really, really just totally used what I had except for this dollar store frame. But it's so cute. It's just sitting on my, I have a little shelf it's sitting up on, and I think it's really cute. And I know you said you have a previous finish.
And I have shown it before, but I know somebody that watches us is stitching it. It might be Christina from Petals and.
Oh, I've seen it on a few people's Instagram lately.
Speaking of Alicia Paulson, it was one of her. It was a fall one that she released a couple of years ago, and it's based. It's the leaves by hundreds.
Come
or came.
It's came or come.
Yeah. Anyway, and I know I've shown it before, but I just got it out because I decorated.
I like that frame so much. It's so cute.
I bought the frame shortly at the thrift store. Got into Value Village.
Really? Oh, ours. So you talk about how you never find cross stitch stuff. I hardly ever find frames at ours.
Really? I have a lot of frames in there that I bought, but I bought it shortly after I bought the pattern. I found it. I thought, oh, that'll be perfect for that.
It is perfect.
I just love that little squirrel down there in that toadstool. And anyway,
cute one.
Fall, the most wonderful time of the year. I thought I would show this again. And if anybody's stitching it, take heart. You can get through those leaves.
Oh yeah, they are a lot of stitching because there's a lot of color changes and stuff. But
you know,
I did all that first, and then I did all the motifs in the bottom, and I think that was probably smart.
I did part of this. I think I did. I don't know where I started, but I feel like I did a lot of the trunk, but not all of this. And I do have very distinct memories of in 2020 when we first went into lockdown. I feel like I was just kind of paralyzed. I didn't go anywhere. Sarah wouldn't let me go to the grocery store or anything. I mean, really, truly, I went to my mom and dad's house on Friday to give them groceries, and that was all unless we went out.
I didn't know what was going on, and
yeah, and I worked, and my work was really slow because everything had slowed down. And I sat in that chair back there, and I had my swing arm, and we have a TV in here, and I just felt like we were just kind of existing. We were just kind of I mean, I know we were doing other stuff, but every night I just sat. I didn't do anything. And I remember working on this, watching Mary Tyler Moore working on those leaves. I don't think I'll ever forget that. And then my goal had been to get it done by that fall, and I think I did. So anyway, that's my previous finish. Alicia Paulson. You can still get the pattern, I believe, on her blog, Rosy Little Things.
I think it's aliciapaulson.com now. So go to aliciapaulson.com. And she has a like a heading with different links that you can click through, and you click embroidery patterns, and it's
embroidery. She has dolls.
I don't think that the kit is there, but it's just DMC, so it's easy to find the threads that you need.
Yeah, and
the fabric is usually Witchell. Yeah, like it's something you can just buy.
Yeah, you can usually get off 1, 2, 3 stitch. She is re-releasing a few kits, I think. I don't know if this is one of them. I think I don't remember. I read one of her latest blog posts, but anyway, she's got another series coming out that a fall one's coming soon, and I can't wait.
Is that the one that I'm stitching the spring one up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm behind. I only have
got an owl and a big toadstool.
Well, as long as we're talking about her, I have I was going to show this with my whips, but I might as well show it now. So I finally fully finished my Things of Autumn.
Oh, I love that frame in there.
I do too. So now I think all 4 of this series are frame worthy, like on sticky board. So what I ended up doing was I just took out Things of Summer and just popped this one in just a little bit ago after ironing it. It's not like I'm not great at ironing out the wrinkles, but I feel like, it just goes in my house and it makes me happy when I look at it.
Yeah. So. You iron it upside down with a wet, damp cloth on top of it?
I should make it wet. Yeah, no, but I should. I usually steam it a little bit, like kind of.
I wouldn't do it with fancy floss, but I think you can get away with it.
With DMCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should have tried that. Next time I'll try that and see if the damp cloth will help it kind of get some. I did sort of squirt it just lightly with, the mist function on my iron, but it's still just, there's a few that I just.
Yeah, some of those linens
maybe next time I'll try that. It'll probably help. I'm always paranoid about it running, but this one didn't have it doesn't really have reds other than the apple. So that's the only one or the orange, I guess, might have.
I showed that last week because I was working on it for ABCingo.
Yeah, that's right. So yours is still in process, but mine's
not. And I can just go ahead and show. I don't think I showed this last week. I don't think
the sweater was such a bear. Wasn't this the one that was the problem sweater? Or no, that was winter.
It was winter, which I worked on.
Never mind. This sweater was not a problem. And I love the yoke with the
I worked on this.
head. I debated doing the back stitching or the straight stitching yoke thing, the blue.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know if I really want to do that. And then I did it, and I'm so
I love
happy with it because I think it really makes it so cute.
So I did work on this. This was one of my ABCingo calls.
Oh, things of winter.
Things of winter.
Yes,
for that.
that's the sweater that gave me
Yes.
fits last year.
And I did the little mittens this week.
Oh, I love those so much. It made me kind of want to knit some mittens for the
And
girls.
these gave me a little bit of fits.
The mittens did. They were a little finicky. I think there was something funny about them when I
And
counted.
there really shouldn't have been. I think part of it was the lighter color. I was having a hard time making that look good. Like, it's not white, it's
Yeah,
actually
good.
light blue.
Yeah.
There was something weird about, I got off on one of them. I think it was the way the thumb was, but anyway, love it.
I had to rip mine out too. I made some kind of weird mistake on one of them too. I remember.
Also by Alicia Paulson, and I think I have left to go. I have the cat. The ice
there. Uh-huh.
random. Oh.
Heart.
Stop.
What is that?
My speaker.
Oh,
Sorry. If I bump it, it makes. I think, yeah, I just have the ice skates and that snowflake.
okay.
Oh, I haven't done this.
You're really. Oh, and then the which
Mhm.
you really got to do. What did I do on mine? I did something on those lights. Did I make them?
No, you put little red French knots on your tree.
Oh, on the tree. That's what I did. I
Which
did.
I'm thinking about doing actually on this tree. It turned out cute. It gives a little pop of color.
Yeah, it was the tree that I changed, not the lights. Yeah, you're right. Does your speaker do something weird stuff?
Yeah, there I go. It's something to do with the outlet. I don't know why, but if I bump it, I get that feedback. Okay, so this is coming along. So that's our Alicia Paulson plug. These also,
Can't help it. We just love her design.
yeah, you get the pattern, if not the kit. You never know what she's gonna.
I really need to do her summer one, but I probably won't start it till like I'm in a summer stitching bug. The one that with her new series.
Oh yeah. See, and I have things of summer going. I have Sarah's finished them. I have summer, fall, and winter going, but I haven't started spring, but I have it. So I've got a ways to go on that series.
Yeah.
But this
they're kind of a staple in my decorating. They kind of are a featured piece.
I
on
have
my hearth
all
or on my
four
wood stove.
done. I have all 4 of these done.
Yeah. And I have all 4 of those done too, I think, right? Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
kind of caught up to her current series. Do you want to show the rest of the stuff that you worked on? As long as you're.
Yeah, so those that are new, we are, I was in part of Magazine Monthly Challenge on Facebook last year, or this year, and Sarah's joining in now. It started over again in September, and they're doing a bingo for September called ABCingo. And so every day we have a grid that we pre-did, and then now
I like that you colored it in. I kind of wish I wish I had colored it in like that.
that shows you where I'm at. So I can see it. And so I'm 3 letters behind because of my life update that we'll talk about later. I got a little behind, but I'm working on it. And I only need these. Let's see which one. I'm working on this O here, and then I'll only have 1 more, and I maybe will get a bingo, but people are getting bingos already.
I know.
I'm all over the board.
Oh, I am too. Here, I'm gonna make mine more visible so people can see.
Yeah.
What I have stitched.
Oh, you
Like
just you randomly assign a letter of the alphabet to a square, and then you find a piece that you can make work for that letter. So that's what we've been working on, Sarah and I, mostly.
Here's mine.
Yeah.
So I have a couple. Oh, here, I missed this one. I have a couple that are like one away. I thought. Let me think here. Oh, I will after. Oh, I haven't done O yet. I accidentally colored it in. That's today's. I will do it tonight. So I need D, my dimensions kit. That would give me a bingo.
Yeah.
Color in the Riolas. Anyways, I'm close on a few spots to getting one.
I need a H, and I'll have a bingo. And the other ones I'm 2 or 3 away.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I worked on for Q this week, I'm not even gonna go in order. I'm just gonna go in I worked on my Forest Queen by Barbara Anna. I'll get that needle on there. And I worked on her. I worked. So the goal is the minimum you have to work on it is an hour or 100 stitches. And I worked on it like more than an hour, but I just got. So what I did on her was, oopsie, all of this.
Oh, yes. Cute.
And I did one of those.
The berry.
Berries. Yeah, that wasn't done yet. I missed it. So she's got a lot going on.
There's a lot on that piece.
A busy, busy pattern. In fact, I do have a color copy of it. I printed it. It's there's a lot happening in there.
Yeah. And that border goes all the way down.
It does. Thank you for pointing that out.
You have a lot left to do on that border, Mom.
I'll have to do this whole piece. Anyway, so that got some love. And what else did I work on? Dreaming Girl was for Kay, because I put for Kay, Kim's favorite designer, which is Barbara Ann.
Kim's favorite designer.
I got creative. So I'm back to this gray haired girl. She is just taking me forever.
That's all right.
Pattern. This fabric is hard for me to work on. It's the purple. I dyed this, but the holes got kind of shrunk.
Oh yeah.
So some areas it's very dense. I didn't, oh my goodness. You know, hold on a second. This fan is blowing on me. Let's try that. Here we go. Okay. So I did that. I started that boat. It doesn't show up very well on here. I started that little boat under the moon, and I did those stars.
Are you gonna have to rip the boat out though? I think I saw that you said it was in the wrong spot.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me.
I just wondered if you'd already fixed it.
That's right. No. So I have a little more. This is going to get called again. This is going to be called for probably D for Dreaming Girl. Oh, it's going to get called for B for Barbara Anna Design. And it's going to get called again for D for Dreaming Girl. So
D for Barbara Anna, D for Dreaming Girl.
I've got, yeah, thank you. I do need to rip that out.
Well, I had a week like that where I kept finding out things I was going to have to change.
I started it too high. It's I'm supposed to be right up against her hair.
Like a wave.
Yeah, so
Darn it.
imagine that.
Boy.
Yeah. So that's gonna I'm sure get called soon. Then for two of my letters, for Z for Zweigart and N for Tomato Time Needlebook, I worked on this 2 hours. This is exciting. I have the front of this little needle book done. Whoops. I pushed something on my keyboard.
Is there anything else like in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
There is the back.
Oh, sorry.
Other side is a border and a tomato.
Okay.
So she's all done. I did the B and I
It's so cute.
finished the border.
Cute.
Which, by the way, matched up perfectly. That B's not showing up very well, but she's
I see it.
got it. Yeah. So,
Cute.
yeah, it's linen, so it takes me a little bit longer. Linen is just, I think that's all I did on it. But oh, I gave her pigtails too.
Oh, what is she supposed to have?
Have like a bun.
Oh, that's cute.
And that's more hair. Worked on that. So that was 2 days. And then this is going to get worked on again. I worked on this once and it's good. And this was for Y for Year at Hawk Run Hollow. If you're unfamiliar, it's a mega piece. I've restarted it on over 2. I was doing it over 1, so I'm still on this square.
For January.
It's really blurry. Oh, come on, focus. Anyway, I did all of this
Oh.
last night. So I just have a little bit more to go here. And then a few rows of zigzag because she's got, then you fill that all in with white.
With
With the
words.
word January in there.
Oh, January. That's right.
There's a lot to go on this block still though.
Yeah.
I keep panicking thinking my fabric's not going to be big enough.
But did you measure it?
I know I did, but I'm hoping I didn't like make a mistake. I think it should.
Seems like it would.
It's just that it's over 2, so it's going to be so much bigger than my other one was.
Throwing you
I
off.
should be able to, so this block pretty much is as wide as this.
Yeah.
There's like a couple of rows over.
Right.
So I need to get 3 blocks
Oh, yeah. You should be able to get 3 in there.
and then 4. I'm sure I did. It just makes me a little
That
nervous.
seems right to me. Well, you could always just measure out that block and
But
then.
it is, yeah, it is going much better. This is it's not an even weave.
Mm,
Is it an even weave? It doesn't feel like it's an even
I can't
weave.
remember what you got it on. Did it on.
The 28 count. We were doing it. Did we do it on 28 before over 1?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing.
I don't know what this new one is.
Okay, over 1.
This might be 28 and I'm just doing it over 2.
So yours would be double the size of what you were doing before.
Yeah, but it's smaller than my Christmas one.
Oh, that one's going to be even bigger.
This might be 32.
Hmm.
This might be 32. I think I'm doing it over 2 on 32 because I didn't want it to be so huge. So that's gonna, and I'm gonna work on that again maybe tonight because that's X got called, and I'm just doing that for X stitch. I just threw it on there for X stitch, or we could call it extra big.
Extra big or
And then the last thing that
extra irritating.
extra irritating. The last thing that I've been working on, and I started this was for because there's owls. It's my joyful world. There's not much to show, but this pattern has the little owls for September.
Cute.
And I don't think I've done much. I did work a little bit the other day on the ground.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember doing that one with the
And I
6.
just started the owl today.
Cute.
Up. So that's for that's going to get called a couple times. Then I'm behind on behind on X. That'll get done. And C got called, and that I'm going to be doing gathering eggs again for Nora Corbett.
Orbit. Okay.
So those are the ones that I should have worked on, but I haven't yet.
Fun.
Yeah. What do you got? I'm sure way more than that.
Probably not way more, but
Oh wait, I have one knitting thing.
yes.
I ripped out Junie's sweater and started it over.
Oh.
I'm doing the bigger size. That
Oh,
little
okay.
baby's chunking up, man.
Yeah, she's looking cute and big.
Yeah, so it's just a raglan and it's giving me fits, but it's a Hobby Lobby yarn. Anyway, whoop-de-doo.
I'll show
Not
my-
much to go, but I did start all over again. That was my car knitting this weekend.
That was your what? Car knitting. Car
Yeah, I
knitting.
can't stitch in the car.
I'll show my knitting as long as we're. So I know I told you I was going to finish this baby sweater this week, but I didn't finish it, but I did make progress. So I stitched the hood up together at the top.
Cute. Okay.
On my way to church this morning, I was doing that. And I've done this a million times because I make all those hoods for my Etsy shop, which I should probably just maybe close out right now because I'm so busy. But
Have you got an
I
order?
always flip it upside down or flip it inside out.
Right.
And do it this way so that the ridge where the two sides, so I knit it a straight
Is it a 3-needle bind off?
and I do a 3-needle bind off. So the ridge is on the inside. I'm trying to make it so
Right.
you see
Yeah.
how there's like I don't want the ridge on the top of the sweater.
Right. You're supposed to do those. Uh-huh.
And I had it flipped inside out and I still brought the needles together wrong. So and 3-needle bind off, if you're not a knitter, you take the 2 needles, you split the needles so that it's on 2 stitches. So let's put this down a little bit. All of these stitches and all of these stitches are each on a loop of a needle with the cable part, this plastic, in connecting them. And then you take a 3rd needle and you go through the first stitch on each needle, go through and knit them into one stitch, and then you do it a second time, and then you pull. Anyways, so if you make a mistake, the amount of work it is to put them back on the correct needles is really. I was in a foul mood on the way to church this morning because where we live, the tribe that we live, the reservation that we live on, they have backed up to phase 2. And so this week, so that doesn't necessarily impact my day-to-day life too much because we go to Yakima for everything, but it's kind of impacting just some other stuff. And it just made me,
what does that mean for it now?
It means no more than 10 people from outside your household
good
gather
grief.
together. So then I'm wondering what they're going to do about the schools, which would then impact my husband's job because he works not in the school, but does the technology
But does that mean businesses can't be more than 10 people? I mean, it's a business.
Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't really impact the business place where he works because I don't think they have more than 10
Impact
employees at one time.
after school program either.
No, but I think that it's just frustrating. So anyways, I was in bad mood. I was sweating because I was blow drying Millie's hair. And now I'm in the car trying to do this stupid 3-needle bind off. And I did it backwards. The stitches were coming off, but I did it. So then the only thing really left is to stitch up the underarm, and I'm doing an edging. So I'm picking up stitches. Maybe I should go this way. I'm picking up stitches around the hood, and then I'll knit it out a little ways so it's a little bit of a deeper hood. And I think you sort of stitch them to cross over each other. Anyways, it's really cute pattern. So this is Ziggy by Tiki Knits.
It's a really cute pattern, but it's giving you fits.
Yeah, I mean, the actual pattern design with the zigzags, I had to fudge quite a few things to make it work right, but I think it turned out just fine.
Very cute.
And I changed up the hood. I didn't put zigzags on. I just wanted it to be striped. And then I'm kind of glad I did that because it matches the back nicely.
Yeah, you don't zigzag the back.
Yeah, I think the design has one zigzag here and one on each side, and then they meet at the top.
Oh.
I just didn't really want to deal with that. And I actually like how it looks way better, I think, without the zigzags.
Yeah.
I'm really almost done. And now I kind of have a fire under me. Now that I just dealt with joining that hood, I don't know why I was putting that off because it's really easy and I've done it a million times. So I don't know why. Huh? Except for today. Exactly. That's probably why I was putting it off. I knew it was just gonna be one thing. So that's my knitting. That's all I did. But I actually realized, so I had a with Go goal to knit that poncho that I've showed a few times. And I finally got it far enough to test whether I had twisted the stitches when I joined it or not. And I did. So hours of tiny lace stockinette stitching. It's going to be pulled out and I may just give up. I don't know, but I really wanted to use that yarn. So stitching news, I did the bookshelf for K because there's a K in bookshelf. And I'm working at this top area here. I really do like stitching this one. I think it's really cute. So I might have had this one twice or something. Anyways, I did all those berry leaves. They're probably leaves. I don't know. I always call them berries because they're very round.
But they're green.
So I'm sure they're supposed to be
unripe berries.
Unripe berries. I'm sure they're just like a house plant. My brain though.
When Aunt Nancy came in July, she came bearing gifts from Stitchville, USA.
Yes.
She lives
fabric.
Really close.
So jealous. So I really like stitching this one. It's kind of relaxing or enjoyable to see it unfold.
Let's go back.
Stitching anything with books is going to make me happy. For Q, I did my Snow Queen. And it's not going to look like anything to see what I worked on, but I am working right here around her bust and her arm.
Okay, you moved up.
Well, yeah, what I have done is I've knit down and across.
Yeah.
I think I did pull out the mistake I made. I'll have to double check it. I can't remember for sure, but I didn't do that this week. I moved it to.
Remember on this pattern, there's no gray overlap on the pages.
I know, I haven't even moved over to the next side yet, really. I did a little bit down low and I remembered that. I should probably mark that on the pattern.
Yeah.
So this is like, you can't, yeah, you can't really tell what I filled in all this light blue. This is all a light blue and some white. I did almost all of that and some of the medium colored blue.
Wow, you're really chugging along on that.
Making a lot of progress. Let me tell you, I should probably make a goal to work on that more than an hour a week if I ever want to get it done.
Oh, you know.
Eventually, maybe I'll have it as like a focus piece.
Yeah.
Maybe when I have a little more momentum on it, I'll want to make it as a focus.
I just need to figure out what I want to do next year as far as whip go and my wheel and focal pieces because yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, well, maybe just letting
after
go.
watching Carolyn Zook finish her spring at Hawk Run Hollow and really motor through it, I kind of feel like I want to do that with one of my Hawk runs next year.
Motor through. Make a goal to work on it a certain number of hours every week, all year.
Yeah.
I did work some, I don't know if this was, I don't think this was a ABCingo piece. I think I just pulled this out because I could work on it in the car maybe. Maybe I brought this, I think I brought this in the car when we went over to Tri-Cities. And I am still just working on the sky. My little gathering eggs girl. Oops, my needle is poking through. Come on, needle. Whoa, it's gonna give me trouble, is it? Sorry, just take the needle off. So good.
So cute.
So there we are. I'm just slowly making my way down and fell that blue. Don't mind the thread across.
It's so cute.
I finally hit up to the level of the flower. So now it'll look like it's really filling in that flower, which I've been excited to get to that point because it's kind of pretty when it starts to go like look like the background of the picture that's already there. I think I just worked on that because I just like working on that one. Maybe just a cathartic little stitch. Oh, I just remembered I forgot a piece over there. That's okay. And then for Z, for ABCingo, I worked on Lizzie Kate's patio hair. And I'm still just filling in his face, filling in his face. Oops, that's the girl. Well, here's the girl in the same series.
Isn't Heather Miller working on one of these?
Is she? I don't know. Heather,
Maybe she commented on yours.
she commented that she liked it.
Maybe that's, I just saw her name associated with it. Maybe that's what I saw.
So I put in 100 stitches on his face fill in right there.
Okay.
Just, he's like big enough that he just takes a lot of time to work on.
Big blocks.
Not like hard stitching, it's just big block stitching. And I worked on, this was for what letter? A, was A? No.
A was called, but I think that was earlier.
X stitch. I did X stitch alpaca farm. I just wanted to I wanted to work on this, so I added it for X. By the blue flower. It has a floss tube, which I don't think I realized. It popped up on my Instagram.
I did know that, but I have not watched it. I am so behind on. I have not watched
it. I am behind too. I've been trying to go to bed a little earlier, which cuts into my life.
Yeah.
I have to get up and teach school. I did the third cloud and the top of that little alpaca's face.
It's so
just
cute.
a little head. I know,
like
looking straight at you. So those are its little ears.
Oh.
Its face, it's gonna have some eyes in there and then a lighter color for like its snout.
Do you know who wants that pattern when you're done?
Who? Nancy? Yeah, okay.
I think she commented on a YouTube.
Okay. Somebody else I thought said they just started this, or did they just got it in the mail and they need to start it? And I'm trying to, I should have jotted down who that was.
It's such a cute pattern.
It is cute. And
although I freak out.
40 count over one, but it's doing fine.
Do fine.
I thought it'd be harder, and it's actually easier, maybe because it's on a light blue, than it is stitching the Snow Queen on, what am I doing her on, 28 count? I'm doing her on whatever usually Mirabilias are stitched on.
Yeah.
I finished the front of my Biscornu and started the back.
Good job.
So here's I did, thank you Tina for your recommendation. I did just go out an extra stitch with the back stitch with the cross stitch border, and then I'm just going to go one stitch out for the back stitch border that I'll use when I assemble the Biscornu.
Look
So
at
the
that.
mistake, this is actually probably upside down because I think the mistake is on here. This is up one too many. But I don't think you can really tell unless you look.
And when you put that thing together and it's all cattywampus, who's gonna know?
Yeah, so basically I stitched a good square. I'll remember to do that on the back and then it'll assemble hopefully just
Yeah.
fine. And then the back I did just a little bit. I can't remember which direction, but the back side has a much longer stem on all four sides and a little poppy or a little tiny poppy flower and some leaves and a border.
You know, I decided I wasn't gonna do the eyelets on mine, on the front of mine. But I want to do something kind of interspersed. So maybe I'll do a different kind of eyelet.
Just do a
I don't
different stitch. That was for Y, that was for yellow fabric.
Mhm.
And then the last thing, oh, there was two things. So I worked on this for C, cranberry and pines, while watching, we just started a new show called The Night Manager. And if you like spy kind of thrillers, it's based on a John Le Carré spy novel. And it has Tom Hiddleston, who's kind of my celebrity crush. I really like him. He plays Loki and he's like so greasy, but actually he's a really good looking guy.
Such a great ball. And Loki,
But if you see him in The Night Manager, maybe you'll understand why I think he's really cute. But his character name in that is like, his last name is Pine. And I was working on this at the same time. And I thought, oh, how fun. I'm Jonathan Pine while I'm stitching pines. But yeah, that's a really fun show. I can't remember which service it's on.
what's that?
What?
What's that on?
Jesse,
Okay, it's okay.
what's The Night Manager on? Amazon Prime. So if you have an Amazon Prime TV movie, video subscription, you can watch it. So far, there's a little bit of sex content, but I don't feel like it's gratuitous. Like it doesn't feel gratuitous. But if you don't like, action, you won't like it. But if you do kind of like Mission Impossible, kind of like he's trying to get on the inside of this drug lord's ring to take him down, is the basic gist. But the gal from Broadchurch, Olivia, she's in it and she's great. And somebody else who I can't remember now. It's good. So I was thinking Dad would probably really like it. Anyways, sidetrack, but I worked on the pines while watching Jonathan Pine character. I did a bunch in here. I don't really know what I did.
Just did some trees.
I did some more trees. Look how many trees I have done now.
You've done a lot of trees.
Many trees. So it'll come down about here. So I have more trees to do. And the biggest move is I attempted to start my hay.
You did?
Yes, but I'm going to tear it out. And here's why.
Oh,
I thought that I was going to do half cross stitches. So I started it with full cross stitches and I didn't like it anyways. And then there was something else that I wanted to change. Maybe it was just the half crosses, but I checked in with Tina because suddenly I was like, wait a minute. So Tina from Tina Stitches has recommended doing these big pieces with half cross stitches because they go a lot faster. You can do them with 2 strands and it kind of fills out the square. But suddenly I was like, wait a minute. The pattern for my hay calls for 2 threads over 1, 25 count Aida, 2 over 1. But if I go down to half cross, am I supposed to do 4 strands so that but I was like, that doesn't seem right. And she said, no, you don't need to do that. Like it'll be fine. Just do the 2 strands. She thinks it's just kind of standard that that's what they recommend. But she always does 2 strands for her half cross. I left it over there, but I'm not going to show it because I did I don't know, I probably did like 40 stitches, but I'm going to tear them out anyways. But I don't think I've shared this picture for at least for a while. So this is the one I'm working on. It's Tiny Traveler by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's by Annie Stagg, who I love. And I'll be starting in the top corner over here.
There's going to be a lot of dark greens.
There's a lot of greens and browns and whites and blues.
Wow, though.
I love it, though. I think it's so pretty. I love that she's got
Try not to die before you finish it.
I know. It may become Millie's project. But you know, we're all going to leave projects behind. I mean, I think about that sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes I think about what you're going to leave me behind.
I got a whole stack over.
Which ones did I care to finish of hers? We laugh, but we know Julie's in that situation, and she has this beautiful collection of things.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, try to start all of them at least a little bit for you.
Thanks. Thank you. If you have the supplies, I'll be happy to stitch them.
No, I do need to work on my magazine monthly piece I have not worked on,
Well,
which is a magazine start from last year, but it's a fall autumn sampler, and I don't have hardly anything done on it.
I only picked an hour to work on the magazine challenge part because I wasn't sure I was going to do it.
We're halfway through September already, so, and they just posted the October.
I know. And I don't know, I don't have very many magazine starts already, and I don't know if I want to start another. I should just look through some magazines though that I do have and see if any of them fit. Kaleidoscope is the theme piece word, so
Well,
colorful or patterned or whatever. Maybe I'll peek around and see. I actually do have a piece that's out of a magazine that I really want to start, and it's really colorful floral. So maybe this will be the month to start that.
maybe
I don't have enough going on right now.
start some more stuff.
There's our whips. I don't have any haul.
I have very little haul. I have a little something. So there's a gal on Instagram, but she's got a Etsy shop. I was just going to pull it up really quick. She does project bags. And her shop is Creative Blessings.
And I'll put that in our show notes below.
She has, her name is Deb Walker. And she has big bags, like regular size bags.
Mm-hmm.
But she also does these little tiny 8x8s, and they supposedly hold a 6x6 Q snap. I didn't even know they made 6x6 Q snaps. I don't Q snap, but she had a sale. Like, these were really marked down, and I thought they're really tiny, and I thought they'd be cute for little tiny projects, which I don't do a lot of big ones. So I ordered. They were like marked down to like $9. Or so, maybe they were less than that. So I got a little cute Halloween one.
It's so cute.
That's so cute. And it's little. I'll probably put a little Halloween thing in there.
Cute little man, that's really cute.
There. And then I bought her a fall leaf one.
Oh.
This was total retail therapy, guys. I didn't need more bags. But I really,
Cute.
they're really cute. And then I bought this wintry one. It's Barnes and Snow.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh man.
And then I went on, this one has just white, cream color polka dots.
Mm-hmm.
She still had a few left, and they were still on sale. So ordered a couple more that are Christmassy that aren't here yet.
Maybe I'll buy one from you. I should go see if she has.
They are really tiny. Like, you'd have to fold your pattern up to.
Yeah, that is tiny.
But I'm trying to make more working copies so that I don't care if they get folded up and ruined, and if I have to make another copy because it's. But I just thought they were so cute. So that was my big haul.
That's fun. Well, I'll put the link to her shop down below and see if she's still having her sale.
I forget what she has an Instagram. Let's see. What's her Instagram? Real quick, see if I can find it. Walker. Oh, just Deb Walker. She has some cute things, cute fabrics, and they're quilted, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're thicker, they're thick, and anyway, cute. And I just needed to spend some money because, as we all do. I haven't read anything. I haven't read probably in a week.
I have read. I've been reading The Witch's Boy. I'm trying to finish it up so I can get it back to the library. So I've showed and talked about that before. That's by Kelly Barnhill. Mm-hmm. And I'm still really enjoying it. She is really good. She's a really good author. Mm-hmm. And her books are so gripping, even to me as an adult. And then I have been reading still 11/22/63 by Stephen King. And man, that book is so interesting. It has, even though it's not like his horror genre, it's dark. Like it has like this dark sort of foreboding feeling all the time. I really like that. I think it's really fun. I've been reading a ton of school books to read ahead of Liddy, but I think that's kind of mainly what I've been reading at night. So I haven't even listened to my audiobook this week. I feel like we started school this week, so my brain has gone to school more than was prior.
I did find a book that I'm thinking about buying though. So Sarah and I were talking before we started recording about 9/11 because I was watching a couple of documentaries last night on the tragedy and the 20-year anniversary. And there's a married couple. They have a Facebook page. They're called the Holderness Family. I think they're pretty popular. They are in California. They've worked in the entertainment industry, and they just do goofy, fun videos. But they also have written a book on marriage, and they're really eclectic. Anyway, he wrote yesterday about his memory of 9/11 because he had a cousin that worked at Windows in the World. Is that what they called it? Windows to the World? Windows. Hold on a second. She worked Windows on the World. She was the beverage manager at that restaurant at the top of the trade towers. Anyway, so he talks about how all day he was trying to call anybody, that was before texting and all that. Turns out she did not go to work that day. She had stayed home because her sister had gotten married that weekend and she decided to stay home. Wow. So he writes about, his experience, and then he says something about her experience because she had stayed back home and she was watching, knowing that 73 of her coworkers were up there getting ready for a private event, and all of them died. Wow. And they were her friends, they were her world. She was a young gal, she was only a couple years out of college, but she wrote a book called Life After Windows. And it just published, and she was known as the girl that can make anybody smile. She's just really upbeat. And so it's her book about recovery, I think, and her life, and all the 20 years later, how she's, because a lot of these people that survived, we all know that there's survivor guilt and all, and to lose 73 people that you worked with, that you were friends with. So I'm thinking about buying that, to have that, to support her. I think it just, like I said, just got published, and it is available on Kindle too. So Life After Windows is what it's called. And I should tell you her name in case anybody else is interested in it. Her name is, I'm going to scroll here. Her name is Inez Ribustelo, Ribustello, and Inez is Inez. The cover is really interesting. I don't know if I can get it to show. Those are butterflies leaving the tower. So anyway, kind of a somber day yesterday thinking about that, and I think it was one of those events that, as a fairly young adult, was pretty life-changing. I mean, it was life-changing for our country anyway. It was life-changing for the world in a lot of ways, but it was the first very scary thing that had happened in our country in my adult life. There were things that happened in the world, but it's just so seared in my memory of what that day was like. So anyway, so that's what I'm thinking about getting, but I've just stayed up late, and I've just been going to bed and going right to sleep. We traveled to Eastern Washington, my husband and I and my dad, because we laid my mom's ashes to rest finally this weekend. So that was good. Sarah and the girls came over, and some of my other kids came over. So I didn't get a lot. That's why I'm behind on stitching. I stitched a little bit in the hotel room, but it was, a busy weekend.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Saw my cousin for the first time in like 29 years. So that was kind of fun.
I ate the best Jell-O salad I've ever had in my life, and got the recipe. My great Aunt Phyllis, who we went to her house for lunch after the little service we did, and she had leftover from the night before, this Jell-O salad. I am not a Jello salad fan. Like I usually would skip it totally probably unless, I mean, there's a few I've had that are pretty good, but overall,
This is pretty.
even like Jello fluffs, which is more like what this is, I usually could take or leave them. Like, oh, that's all right. But oh my goodness, this one, it has orange sherbet in it. And so it's like eating like ice cream with, it's so good. So I actually made it to take to we had a little church potluck today after the service, and I brought that. I was like, it's sitting on the counter and it's taking all my willpower to not just like scarf it down. It is so good. It's really tart.
Yeah.
It's like a tartness to it.
Yeah, but it's also got a sweetness to it. It was really good because she made it. We had it the night before when my husband and my husband and my dad were there for dinner. She did a casserole that was just like beans, like red beans and pinto beans, canned beans with a sauce. And then there were hot dogs cut up in it. It was like a meal that she used to make when her kids were home. And it's real saucy. And then it had biscuits on it that then were covered in cheese, like the canned biscuits. And then I think she put a little bit of panko on it because it had a little bit of a little bit of flaky. I don't know. I want to get the recipe because it really was yummy.
Sounds kind of yummy.
Huh? Yeah.
Sounds yummy.
But that was kind of not spicy, but what's the word when you're eating the casserole and then you want something sweet afterwards.
Yeah.
So then to have that Jello salad, oh man, that was yummy.
Oh, it was really good. And the girl, even Millie, who doesn't eat Jello, she doesn't like the texture of Jello. She doesn't mind the flavor.
Very whipped.
Yeah, but it has Cool Whip in it. So you do a little Jello, then you cool sherbet in it, and then Cool Whip on top of that, and then you put it in the fridge.
It's pretty good.
Delicious.
Pretty good.
Maybe I should post the recipe on Instagram or something. Take a picture of it and say, do you mind if I share this, Aunt Phyllis? She said it's like a family recipe from her.
Or did she? I never did ask her.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who she said made it. Somebody else, like in a previous generation, made it, and I'm spacing out who she said what the story was, but
yeah,
it was delicious, and it was nice to get that done.
Well, and I did that this weekend after going back to work on Tuesday after being off for 2 weeks. So I think my whole week was just going back to work after 2 weeks is blah. It's just blah. There's just nothing good about it. And so I was scrambling, and my ideal was not to we had to take off work half day Thursday because we went over there Thursday, and then our little service was Friday morning. And I wasn't planning on that when I first planned our vacation. So I was scrambling to get things caught up and moved around so that I could take another half day off because I don't work Fridays either. Mm-hmm. So when I got home yesterday from Tri-Cities, over in Sarah's area, I had to work a little bit. So that wasn't, it's eating into my reading and cross stitch time.
Yeah. Although I just remember the funny story. So when we went over to lunch with Aunt Phyllis and my Uncle Don, and my grandpa was there, and my brother and his wife were there. And so everybody was kind of out on the porch, and the girls were entertaining themselves. They were milling around, but my great Uncle Don was like, let's put something on for them. Do they want to watch anything? Well, the other two girls were happy playing a game on a phone. Mm-hmm. And so I said, Rosie, do you want to watch something? And I said, what about Mr. Rogers? Because we like that. So first of all, I have a lot of nostalgia around Mr. Rogers, but I also really respect him because I feel like his ability to deal with difficult issues with children is through the roof. Like he just processes so slowly and so gentle. So we finished this memorial for Grandma. We go over to this place for lunch. And I just put the first episode on that they had on Amazon.
Keep in mind, the girls had never been to a funeral before. So here they are.
Kind of new.
They're watching, and we're laying the urn in the ground, death is kind of a new thing for them.
And people being sad together and
crying.
And then the night before, we've had a lot of animals die, and we've buried a lot of cats, and we live in the country. So, but our oldest dog, who's about Rosie's age, is getting old. We were talking the night before just about the fact that he's really slowing down, and we think he'll still be with us for a few more years probably, but I told the girls, like, when it comes time, we're not going to let him suffer. Like if he's not doing well, we'll take him to the vet. And because we want him to have a lot of dignity because he's been a really good dog for us and we love him. And we've had him since he was born. And anyways, that just really, Rosie was a wreck Thursday night about Gideon getting old and like kind of realizing, and then we go to this memorial service. So then I turn on, I think it's like, there's maybe only one season on Amazon Prime of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and I think it's like season 7. So I just hit play on the first one, and it's all about it's like called The Death of a Goldfish or something like that. And it's all about death, processing death. And he talks about how he lost a dog, like his dog died when he was young.
But what got me was, okay, guys, he's got this fish bowl with this fish that's
So, you know, he always, oh, my computer needs to be plugged in.
laying on the bottom of the fish bowl, and he's like, I've heard that sometimes you can help a sick fish by putting it in a little bit of salt water. And I'm watching that going, I'm pretty sure that fish is dead, Fred. I don't think that salt is going to help. So he puts it in a little bowl and he puts some salt water, and he's kind of, you know, the fish is just kind of, and I'm watching that going, that fish is not responding to the saltwater treatment. And then he finally admits that the fish is dead, and then he goes into this whole big thing.
Yeah, so it was really
His pet dog.
funny. And Mom and Phyllis were over in the corner cracking jokes, and Rosie's on my lap, and I'm like, do you want to change this one? And she said, no. And I thought, well, maybe this is really cathartic for her to have him talk to her about death.
It was kind of like we were over there talking, maybe he could have floated his dog in the salt water to see.
Oh no. Grandpa comes over, and I don't know what Grandpa can hear, because I don't know if his hearing aids are on, and he keeps cracking jokes about how informative this is, and I'm thinking, do you know what you're talking about? I'm not even sure what you're getting out of this. It was a funny experience, and I would have definitely not chosen that episode, but then it felt like, well, she's really enjoying him talk about this. Maybe.
Well, and the thing is that we were in kind of, I don't know, we were in the kitchen doing something, and then the TV came on, and I was kind of half listening, and then I kind of tuned in. I thought, what in the world? Why are we watching this episode about this? I thought, surely he's gonna, you know, bury the fish and move on. But the whole episode was about the death of his dog and how his, but it was good. It was, you know, we're laughing about it, but it was very well done. And he talks about it, you know, he was sad, and his dad told him that he had to bury the dog, you know, because he kept saying he didn't think he could bury the dog because maybe it was going to come back to life. And he was just a little boy when it happened.
He was little. And those are the things that like kids do think, like, I don't want to bury this animal because then it's time for it to be gone. And I don't want that to happen. And I thought, man, so I know, like, I've watched a few documentaries, and I know there's a movie about him, but I know he was a Presbyterian minister, and his whole goal was basically pastoral care for children's souls through that TV show. And I really think he achieved it. So that's part of why I love watching him. I just think he had such a gentle spirit.
Very gentle, and
but that was funny.
the timing was perfect.
We do have a giveaway we have a giveaway from last week.
Yes, we do.
Let me hedgehoggy one.
Let me find it down here. I think it's down here.
I can't even remember what piece it was. I just remember that there's a hedgehog in it. My brain is not pulling up the pattern in my mind.
It's Plum Street Samplers.
Oh, that's right. Hedgerow. So the winner of Hedgerow from Plum Street Samplers is Julie Dixon. So Julie, congratulations.
Hey, Julie.
I think we have your address, but I'll have to go back through my email and see. And if I don't, I'll, well, why don't you just send it to me just in case I don't have it? But if I do have it, that'll be fine. We'll double it.
Sarah and I were talking, I am behind, like, now I've got 4 to mail out, including Julie's.
And I have, I think, 2. So we're both a little behind on this.
We're taking a little pause on giveaway this week while we get caught up. So there won't be a giveaway this week, but maybe next week there will be. You never know.
Probably. You know us. We like to do giveaways. Well, we did book chat. We did
our plans. My plan is just to keep working on ABCingo.
Me too.
Whatever she calls.
This dang sweater.
Yeah.
I really want to finish it because the girls are asking for sweaters. So, so I can do a sweater for them. You know, when your kids ask for you to knit them something, it's hard to say no to that.
Pretty much want to do it. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't really have anything else. This week should be quiet. This should be my quiet week, other than crazy work. But yeah, no trips, no nothing. It's pretty quiet around here now.
Yeah.
Like this morning, we got up. Dad was up before me. He was in working on the computer, and then he had church on, and then we had a little breakfast, and I did some putzing around because before we went over to Tri-Cities, I canned 28 pints of plums off of our tree. I thought, okay, I'm done with the plums. 28 is enough. So all told, by the way, I did 25
more canning than me this year.
25 quarts of peaches, 14
I think it was 14
quarts of pears, and 28 pints of plums. So it's the most I've done in a long, long time, but it's time, and it wouldn't be so bad, but I've been doing it in the middle of other things. Like if I was home putzing around. So anyway, I did that, but the plums were still on the table where I had left them. So I had to wipe them all down and get, and to put them on the shelf, I have to make room on the shelf. And everything's a domino effect. So I kind of did that for a little while and just worked on my finished decorating. And then I sat down and I just had some like cool jazz music playing on the Alexa. Dad was in here in this room watching the Seahawks. And I was just cross-stitching. It was quiet. It's rainy here today. So it was kind of, I had a candle lit. And I thought, oh, this is just kind of nice. I mean, I really miss my boy that lived here for so long, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
It stays clean. My laundry room stays empty unless I'm doing laundry. Nobody's doing laundry.
Yeah.
It's kind of an
Our own space. Yeah. Interesting. Not how my life is right now. That's for sure.
I'm in a different life stage than you, girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just going to do school this week, and I think our co-op starts this week. So
Co-op starting this week.
Our friends are closing their pool tomorrow, so we're going to go swimming this afternoon. As soon as we're done recording here, I'm going to take the girls over to swim for a little bit, and we should probably
close it around this time of year.
Yeah, might be earlier than usual, but it's cooled off, and I think people who usually use it a lot are in school now, and so I don't know if it's earlier or not, but
okay.
Around
so I mean, they're slowing down, but they're ramping. I mean, they're ramping up in some ways and slowing down.
Changing around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they're slowing down. That's my life stage.
Other things are slowing down.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
You're getting. Yeah.
What?
Well, you're just, you're in that stage. It doesn't, you don't hibernate.
No. Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, there's no hibernating going on here. It's a lot of running, but it's important to me that the girls have a great experience.
And it won't last forever, and that's the thing. It does not last forever.
Yeah.
So you just
we're doing a lot of ballet. That's what we mostly feel like we're running to and from is ballet, because we go into town, which is about a half-hour drive to get to ballet 3 times a week. And I don't mind it because we love it and they love it. So
yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, but
let's get you to town more often to get your other errands done. So
I probably spend a lot more money because I'm constantly running in here, running in there now because it's so accessible.
Yeah.
But if I forget something, at least I know, I'll be in town tomorrow. So
yeah,
that's just life. Well, thank you for joining us today, and happy stitching. We'll see you next week.
We have a few featured friends lined up, but we always like to have more.
Yeah, if you sent us one, I think I probably have it. I just am going through them in order. So, all right, we'll see you next week. Happy stitching.